Hey everybody, it's Anjanette from AJ's Personal Touch. How you doing again? I am back with the second part of the tag from Terry from Nana's Crochet Ideas. Clue is trying to talk. Can you hear? Okay. I did the 1 minute chain and I did not do as well as I should have. But again, as I told you guys during that, I do not do well when timers are set. It's the only thing I can think of why I did not do as well. That might because I was nervous because the timer, my hook kept falling out of the chain. And that took the most time just trying to get it back in the chain to start crocheting with it again. But 75 isn't too bad on my second try. I think it was 60 on the first try, 75 on the second. So it was a little bit more, not too bad. You hear another cat crying. That's Charcoal. There is, you guys know that I make toys for Meow Mission for donation, and that I'm trying to get others to donate as well. But one of the things that Meow Mission does is they bring shelters for the feral cats outside because they're a catch and release. So they come, they catch the feral cats, they take them, they get them spayed and neutered, and then they bring them back. And, you know, people like my husband and I, we tell them that, yes, we want to be in charge of a community. And so we feed them and water them and, you know, get in touch with them if we see that there's something wrong with one of the cats. Well, we have a couple tiger cats outside and a black and white one. And I'm not sure which one it is, if it's one of the tigers or if it's the black and white one. But Charcoal is, I don't know if infatuated is the right word for it, but he tries to get out the windows to this cat. And now that they're open, they're all closed. And in my room, I think I've told you guys this before, I have a window that's behind a bookcase. And they can see the side of the window if they're up on the head of my bed. And of course, right there is my, just a little table, a little antique table, has my stuff on it, my creams, my Reveal, which is very important to me, which is a cream. It helps with a lot of my rashes and things. And they will go and try and get at the window. Little Bit's been very good at leaving that window alone. She comes in here and looks out the window behind me. She'll go in my husband's room and look out the window there, or she'll go all the way in the back room, and she will climb to the very top almost of the ceiling and sit in this window that's all the way up there. It's a triangle window, and she loves it. Well, Charcoal, he tries, like I say, to get through the window, and when it comes to the one in my room, he doesn't care if he knocks everything over. He doesn't care that he can't actually get to the window. He tries anyway. And that cat stays outside of that window. And I don't know if it's because it knows that they can't actually look out of that window and they can all the others or what. But the cat stays on that side of the house and in the back by that window. So I'm sitting here getting ready to tape this, and I heard, and I was like, oh no, what happened? I knew it was either from my room or my husband's room. We thought Charcoal was out here, so I thought something happened a little bit. And I got up and I went to look, and sure enough, Charcoal's on my bed trying to get to that window, and he has knocked my lamp over, which I had to get a new lampshade for Christmas because the other one was so old and had been getting really brittle, and because of the cats knocking my lamp over so many times, it broke off. Well, now the whole frame of the lampshade is going to break off because it won't sit up there right. It's crooked. I have to turn it until I find a right spot for it to sit looking halfway decent. But yeah, I'm afraid one of these times it's going to completely snap off because it is completely crooked now. So yeah, he is sitting outside of my door because we got him outside of my bedroom and we shut the door so he can't go in there, and he's whining. He wants in my room to try and get at that window. So if the whining gets too bad, I apologize. It sounds like he stopped. So just a little telling you what's going on. So this part of the tag that I was in, that I started earlier when I did the chaining, was to show you my amigurumi books. Now, as I said in that one, most of my amigurumi patterns are digital and they're online. And they're saved in my folders on my laptop. I do have some that I can't get to right now, and they're in the form of kits that we got at Ollie's. Let me try and remember which kits I got. I have the Peanuts, Charlie Brown and Snoopy and all of them. I have the Nutcracker. I have Frozen. I have, what else was the other one we got from our Ollie's? Oh, goodness. My husband just came in to try and help me, and now I lost my train of thought. I have Rudolph, but that came from somebody who found it for me at a different Ollie's. Peanuts, Frozen, Nutcracker. Oh, Frosty the Snowman. And I have Frosty the Snowman. And in those kits, there's enough yarn to make 2 of the characters, and they tell you which 2. And then there's also a booklet that has all of the instructions on making all of the other characters. So they are buried over that way, along with kits that I had bought for friends and stuff. So yeah, and I've got to get 2 big boxes so I can get kits and yarn sent to people that I have gotten kits and yarn for them from Ollie's. So there's those that I can't show you. And then these are the other ones that I have. This is the first book that I ever got that had any amigurumi in it. It's not an actual amigurumi book, but it has amigurumi patterns in it. And this is called The One Skein Wonders. I really love this book because when you're stuck with one skein of yarn and you don't know what to do with it, you can open this book and find some things that you can make. Now, the one downside to this book that I do not like is it's one skein that it uses on some of these range from either a small 50-gram skein up to a jumbo size skein. So my thinking, if you're going to make a book called The One Skein Wonder, unless you name it the Jumbo Skein One Skein Wonder, you should keep it to the 3.5 ounce skeins or smaller. And anything above that should not be put in here. But there are some of them that are worked with jumbo size skeins. So just to let you guys know, if any of you are looking at getting a book, this book, or a book like this, I know there's for knitting, there's One Skein Wonders. There's One Skein Wonders for baby items, and I really wanted to get that one. I had it on my wish list, but I don't know if Amazon still has it because I don't remember seeing it when I was going through my list the other day. I used to be a part of a blessings page, and I'm no longer a part of it. So I've started going through and redoing my wish lists. And I'm thinking of making a crochet one to put down below with all the things that I use for stitch markers and for the stuff that I donate. But I'm not positive yet exactly what I want to put in there. I may just put the stuff that I donate. Different cotton yarn and stuff that you can find at Amazon. Eyes and, the different things that I would use. But I don't really use a lot of safety eyes either for those because I don't want cats to get them out and then chew on them and choke on them. So, alrighty, let me find. Now, I love this pillow, by the way. I want to make that someday. I always, not always forget that I have it back there, but sometimes I forget I have it back there. Let me find one of the first. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to show you the first amigurumi that I made because I believe that. Actually, no, that did not come out of here. That came out of Crochet World or a crochet magazine. Think about it. The nice thing about this book, if you've never seen one, is they have it listed from a whole chapter where they use thread weight, and then they use lace weight, and then they use super fine weight. Then they use fine weight, then lightweight, then medium weight, then bulky weight, and then the last one is bulky weight. So if you have a skein of yarn and you're looking for a project, all you have to do is find your weight of yarn and then open up that chapter and you should be able to find something for it. If I remember right, the first amigurumi is in the medium weight, which is surprising. You would think it would be in the smaller ones too, but I think they're trying to use up all of the skein in here. Layla, bonnet, hat, border, hat, cap. I should have looked through here and been ready for this part. I do apologize. Cat slippers. Sweet Kitty, 211. I could have swore there was amigurumi in here before the kitty one. Now, I have done a flip through of this earlier on, so if you want to see all the projects in this book and you want to learn more about this book, you can see that in an earlier video where I flipped through this whole book. There is the kitty. There is Sweet Kitty. I think it's cute. And up. And here is the bunny. Now, you know what? Maybe the bunny did come out of this book. I thought it came out of a magazine. I made it and I gave it to my husband. And there is the bunny. And there is this one. They do look close, but yeah, I think I'm almost positive this came out of an issue that did scraptastic projects because I remember posting it on the yarn, not the Yarn Geeks, on oh, I'm not going to think of it right now. Here, hon, you can have it back. On the talk that Hook to the Left and Ginger that they do on Saturdays. And I used to go every week. I've been sick. I haven't been able to go and watch them in a while, and I cannot believe I can't think of the name. Anyway, they used to do monthly competitions and stuff, and they did one that was for amigurumi, and I remember posting it on there, and I remember saying it was one of the scraptastic ones from the magazine. And I remember because Melanie recognized it because she had the same magazine. Here is an alligator or a crocodile, it says. And here I love this puppy. Look at that. He's called Lucky Dog. And then this is Bernie the bunny. Just realized there is a book I did not pick up, and it's because it is over here still. When I went and picked up all of my books, I forgot this one. Okay. Now I have all of them. that one back over there. Now, I said that I had two that had like appliques in them, but I did believe that they had also some amigurumi in them. One is called The Cute Crochet World, and this has a little dictionary of crochet critters, folks, food, and more. I got this for a couple dollars. They had a big deal on it from one of the groups, and the group is now defunct, I think. Brittany was in charge of it, and I can't remember Brittany's last name. She's now in charge of another group. So if I said her name, I know somebody would say, oh, no, 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 she's in charge of this group here. Because I still get emails and stuff from her for this other group because I didn't know she was in charge of it. And see, they do have ones that are more 3D-ish, like this lamb. I passed up another. There's a hamburger in here. Right there. That is like an amigurumi hamburger. So this is a combination of like amigurumis and appliques. And if you need an applique for anything, you can find almost everything in here. But like here, the squash trio, those are all like amigurumi. They're all stuffed. And there's pies there that are stuffed. There's that cheeseburger again. So yeah, if you just look through here, you will see different ones. Some that are stuffed and some that are just appliques. And then on that same vein is this one that I got like a couple weeks after that one. And it too was on a great deal. It was somewhere, I don't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but it was somewhere between like $2 and $5. I mean, it was a great deal when this is a normal $14.95 book, and it was free shipping. So I know I got them, and my friend Nadine also got them because when I saw them, I was like, look at this. And she was like, oh, I got to get those too. So this has almost any kind of flower you can think of in here. Yeah, you got all the pretty flowers. And if you need an applique, if you're making like here, that looks like a blanket, and you need appliques for it, you can make them small. You can use the pattern to make, and you can make them bigger with bigger yarn, bigger hooks. Actually, that was a flower shower curtain. I told you how to make the shower curtain. You will need a vinyl craft lacing, 1 to 5 flower colors, 1 leaf color. A 100-yard, 91.5-meter spool makes about 8 petal arch flowers. A 5.5-millimeter hook, purchased vinyl shower curtain, water-soluble ink marker, invisible sewing thread, and a sewing needle. Yep. So they tell you how to make that shower curtain. And then here is a way cool pillows. And I'm not sure, but the other one may have some actual projects in it too. This one I think has more in it because of the flowers. Now look at this. Look at this columbine. Isn't that simply gorgeous? That is gorgeous. And I told you my favorite flower the other day. Look at that daffodil and the narcissus. Simply gorgeous. And these are more columbine over on this side. I'm so sorry about the cat whining. He is not a happy camper. Now this says these are called flower bells. You've got more of the daffodils over here. Somebody did a bi-color one here. Here you've got loopy type flowers that you need to use loops with. Mums fall into that category. You have the orchid right here. And look at that pansy. That is a gorgeous pansy. Now in here you don't have as many of them that are in the amigurumi way, but like here they show you the flower and on a stem. I'd call that, I mean there's no stuffing in it, and an amigurumi is supposed to have stuffing, but to me that's partially an amigurumi. Look at these jeans. That's beautiful. I would have done that when I was younger. If I would have known, if I had had a book like this when I was crocheting, I would have made flowers to put all over my jeans. Some of my favorite jeans when I was younger were the floral ones that they used to have that were all the rage. So if they came back with those, I think that I would actually buy myself a pair of jeans. I have not bought myself a pair of jeans in a long time. I have not worn a pair of jeans. I have some that I've been holding on to. Then I gained weight and I didn't fit into them anymore. And now I probably would, I'm sure I would fit into them again with as much as I've lost here recently. I have lost now, it's over 40 pounds in the last like 5 months. So yeah, I'm really excited. Now I'm trying to show you in order of when I got these books. The next book that I got, somebody had sent me this off of the Blessings page that I belong to. And this has some really awesome patterns in it. And this is the Crochet Cute Critters. You have a unicorn. Clua thought I was done and she got up and moved. Now she's back. They tell you, they give you, I like this one. It tells you about stitches, all about tools, supplies, hooks, and all of that for the beginner who may not have even crocheted anything before, but it's going to attempt this as their first thing, which, wow. Part 2, they tell you about finishing, and they have all the parts here of the dog that is in here. He is so cute. Look at the crocodile. Now here they call him an alligator, and the other one they called him a crocodile. I know there's a difference between the two. I just can't remember what it is right now. Then you have a regular bear, and he is so cute. And then you have Callie the kitty. Callie the cat. I don't know why they call her Callie. She's not Calico. And here's Dash the dog that you saw the parts from earlier. I love the patch over his eye. Then we have Edward the elephant. Makes me think of my aunt. Freddie the fox. Ginger the giraffe. Henrietta the hippo. Oh, I'm only going to show a couple more because I have done a flip through of this one as well. Here's the Iggy, the iguana. I knew it had to be an eye. There's a jellyfish. There's Kate the kangaroo. Lily the lamb. Max the monkey. I was going to make him for Christmas for my dad this year, but I did not have time. Actually, I think I thought of making him for my husband as well. Nina the nightingale. Really cute. Quinn the queen bee. That's all I'm gonna. There's a zebra in the back. This one I think goes from the easiest that are like one colors and then it goes into ones with 2 colors, and then it goes into ones with more. Now there is a bunny for those of you who may want to make a bunny for Easter. I'm going to show that here real quick. There is Rosie the rabbit. So they needed an R, so it's got as a rabbit, not a bunny. Isn't she cute? I just love her. Okay. And then the one that I got after that came from my daughter for Mother's Day last year. And as she told my husband, this was a gift more for her and her now husband, because she knows that anything I'm making out of here, they will get. So now I made her Mew, and Mew was not in here. I actually bought a pattern off of Etsy for Mew. So I haven't made anything out of here yet. I had wanted to make him one for his birthday last year. I just didn't have time. I was in the midst of making cat toys and so many things. I didn't have time to do it. But I will show you which one I plan on making him, because it will be the first one that I make him. And this gives you stitches and things as well. You have, first one in here is Jigglypuff. I just saw this the other day on, I think somewhere, actually he was not the first one in here. I think in an outlet store had it maybe. I know Amazon still has it because that's where my daughter got it from. And they do have another version. I would love to get the other version of it too. I need to remember to put it in my wish list, because she goes from there for things for me. She actually sent me this though when she saw it, and then I added it to my wish list because I had said I would get it at the time, and then I ended up not getting it. That was Gengar. Let me see, then Jigglypuff. Wabufet. He's a big guy. And then there's Snorlax. See if they have a picture in the back of all of them. I know they have, I love Eevee, and when I did Pokemon Go, Eevee was the character, was the Pokemon that I was training, and so, you know, had as my partner on there. And my daughter likes Eevees too, and they have Eevee in here and all of the things that she can morph into. I think they have all of them. Maybe not every single one of them, because she can morph into quite a few. That is still, what was that one? Snorlax. One of my absolute favorites, Pikachu. When my daughter was younger and first fell in love with Pokemon, she loved Pikachu. And I remember for her birthday party, I think it was kindergarten, there was this little boy who, they were both kind of infatuated with each other. I can remember his name, but I'm not going to say it. Charmander. And he got her a little Pikachu doll for her birthday. She just loved that thing. And I can remember she lost it. She'd get really upset. Dragonite. But as she got older, if she lost it and got upset, it was more just because she lost the Pikachu. And there's Eevee, as I said. Now, I really want to make Eevee. The only thing is I don't like all the fluff around her. And I have not worked with any of the fur yarns and that, so I don't know how I will do with that. What does it say? I want to see real quick what it says to use in here. 60 grams light brown yarn, 25 grams of off-white acrylic yarn. She used Stylecraft Special 4. 5 grams dark brown yarn, fiber fill, black, white, and pink felt, thin black yarn. I used embroidery crochet cotton and a brush. And you need that brush because you're going to brush out the yarn to make it like that. So again, I've never done that yet. I don't know how to do that. And it's the only thing that really has me little like, ooh, I don't know, hesitant. But I mean, when they show it, you put the yarn on around the neck, kind of like if you're putting tassels on all around it, but like a single strand, and then you brush it out. So, I mean, that shouldn't be too hard, just tedious and time consuming. See, and there's Flareon. That's one of the morphs. One of my other favorites is Meowth. I just love Meowth. Of course, I love cats, so I'm going to love Meowth. There is the original Pikachu. We have the flame one in here, too. Then Psyduck. Squirtle the turtle. I love him, too. Bulbasaur. I think he's the character that I have caught the most on Pokemon Go. And this is the one that I need to make for my son-in-law. And that's Charizard. And he looks like a dragon. A dragon and a lizard together, I believe. Although most dragons, their tail on that looks like a lizard's tail anyway. And he's going to have a lot of parts. There's Jolteon. Which I did get some yarn at Hobby Lobby when my husband and I were there just to get a color that I did not have that I knew that I needed when I make him. There's Lapras. I got it, and I love this yarn. I like to use cotton for most of my amigurumis, but I don't do it for all because you can't get all the colors that you want, and sometimes it's just too expensive. Magikarp. And Vaporeon. Oops, up higher. I think that's another form of Eevee. And I believe that is, nope, one more. Vulpix. And I think Vulpix might be a form of Eevee as well. And that is it. That is the end of that book. Now, the next one I got from her for Christmas this year. And this is my last Amigurumi book. And that is Edward's Menagerie. Now, I did a flip through of this on a live a couple weeks ago. I will quickly flip through it right now because I know sometimes people don't like to watch a live on a replay, but you will see each of each of the patterns in that live. And let me see. Okay, here. You know what? Very quick flip through right there on the back. Every single one of these is in here. And this one starts with the solid color ones and then like the 2 color. And then if there's one with 3 colors, like the zebra. I don't know if he's got 3 colors now or not. He may just have 2. But that's how the book is divided. It's divided into the easier and then not as easy and then the little bit more difficult, which it's only because of the colors in it. Let me see. There is so much in this book. There's an introduction for you to read. Of course, most books have an introduction. How to use the book. Level 1. It says level 1, level 2, and level 3. Level 1 is animals using one color and only chain, slip stitch, and double crochet. Level 2, animals for which you need to do basic color changing instructions. For this can be found in the technical section. Now, she shows you how to do everything in this. Every stitch you need to do, how to change colors, you name it, she shows you in this book. Level 3, animals that require more complex color changing and those that require the loop stitch. Again, instructions for this can be found in the technical section. I got it because, you know, I've got her card right here. Is it Mama C or Mrs. C who does the sun bunnies? My sun bunny right here that she made and sent me. I had one during Robin's with monetization party. I had to think of if it was crystals or Robin's, but it was Robin's. I love my sun bunny. I have my write-up of her. I can't remember her name right this minute. I know it's up there. Anyway, when I saw her on, I think she may have gone on, I'm pretty sure she did a live with Robin. And if it wasn't a live, then I was in a live and she was in the chat and somebody asked her where she got the basic pattern from. And she got it out of Edward's Menagerie. And that was one of the reasons I wanted this book so much. And when I saw all the other characters, it was like, gotta have it. She shows you the basic rule of amigurumi is that you can make any size amigurumi you want to out of a pattern. Whether it's written for a large amigurumi with that you use super bulky yarn for, or it's the teeny tiniest mini little crochet amigurumi. You can change any pattern for amigurumi into any size you want. All you have to do is change the yarn size and the hook size. So, and even when you're using the same yarn, you can make it in different sizes by changing the hook size. It shows you here how her elephant looks in these 4 sizes. And the small one is using DK weight. The next size up is using, wait a minute, I may be wrong here. No, the smallest one is using sport weight. The next size up is using DK weight. I needed to look below them and not try and read. The large one is made using worsted weight, and then the giant one here is using bulky weight. You've got sport weight, DK weight, worsted, and bulky. So that shows you that rule of thumb that I just told you, that any pattern that you have can make any size that you want. Now, to remind you, I'm going to have a Cal, not my next one. The next one's going to be a market bag. But the one after that, where we're making an amigurumi, that I found one that a beginner can make really easily. And we're making it in a larger size, I think, because that's how she has the pattern written. But again, I mean, if people don't want to use the size yarn that she has in the pattern, change it to what you want to make instead. I mean, it's just a crochet along. We're all just getting together to crochet it together. Do it however you want it for you. Now, I do remember that Mrs. C said that she tweaked the pattern on the bunny quite a bit. And that bunny is right here, which is one of the first patterns in here, Emma the bunny. I know she tweaked the ears. think she tweaked the body and the legs. So just over time of making things, you learn how to tweak them to how you want them. There's the elephant again. There is an Edward's Menagerie book too, which I really, really want. And it's on my wish list, my family wish list in Amazon. And besides the regular Edward Menagerie, there are, she has doll books. She has her sprout books that are flowers and different plants. I basically want any book that I can get that is an Edward's Menagerie book. That is a version of. They all have such gorgeous makes. And one of these days, I want to get the, is it Tuft or Toft? I want to get the yarn that her company makes, because she grew up on an alpaca farm, and then they started making yarn out of the alpacas, and she learned how to do amigurumis when she was pregnant. Her name is Carrie Lord. Sorry. And yeah, Toft, T-O-F-T, Toft Luxury Yarn. And these are all made out of the Toft yarn, and all of these are the natural color. None of the yarn is dyed. So the darker color is from the darker colored alpacas, the lighter colors from the lighter color alpacas, and so on. And one of my dreams is to make one animal out of this book with Toft yarn. The thing is it's from the UK, and it's a higher end yarn. Here's Christophe the wolf. So it'll be a while, but one of these days it's going to happen. I have researched. There are some little yarn shops in the US that have their yarn. So it's just going to be me saving my money and finding the right one, because some of them, when I looked into them, all they had was pom-poms, because I guess they make pom-poms too. But then other ones actually carry their yarn. Right there is variations of the 3 cats that are in here. She has a cat that's in the easy section, level 1 section, one that's in the level 2 section, and then this one I believe is in the level 3 section. She has a name for each one. There's Alexander, Juno, and Martin. And then here's the sheep. Again, she has this one in level 1, this one in level 2, and this one in level 3. And then there's about the author, and then her thank you section. So that is my last Amigurumi book. And it has been 43 minutes. I need to get off of here because I have plans with somebody and I have gone over time, and my husband has made dinner, so I need to eat before I sit down and work with her. My friend and I are making a shawl together, and it's being made from a tutorial. So what we do is we get on virtual chat with each other. I bring the tutorial up on my TV, and then I play it loud enough so she can hear it. And she also has it on her tablet next to her. So we've been going through little by little. I think the next rows that we're doing are the granny stitch, so they shouldn't be too hard. I've learned how to do the virus shawl part of it. Here, let me show you real quick. I am so proud of myself. I've never done the virus shawl. I've only made 2 shawls in my lifetime so far, and I'm planning on making many, many more because I really enjoy it. Actually, I've made 3 shawls. I made one for my mom. I made one that's back there for donation, and the one that I did as a sample crochet for Mesa Skeins. Here, that's the start of my shawl. Isn't that pretty? I cannot wait until this is done. So And I'll be able to show you little by little, because the one thing that we promised each other is we are not going to work ahead of each other. We're going to work on it together. Now we can watch the videos and get acclimated with them if we want to, if we have time. I don't have time. I'm usually watching it just as we're seeing it. But I know she's watched them ahead, which is fine. And one of these days, you never know, I may be bored and I may go ahead and watch them ahead. I never used to do crochet with using tutorials. So since I learned how to crochet from a pattern, I prefer to have a pattern, and so I can mark things off as I go. I'm starting to learn, like she taught me to I have a little notebook that I have in here, and so I write down where I've stopped. I write down, oops, my yarn is, check off the rows as I go. You can't see my writing. I have um, the number on the video where we stopped, so we know where to start again, so on and so forth. So, keeping good notes so that when I pick it back up, I know exactly where to go. And again, she's teaching me that because she uses tutorials all the time. And I think I've only made 1 or 2 things by tutorial. I want to start making more because there are so many gorgeous amigurumis, for one, that you find on YouTube tutorials. And just so many beautiful shawls and stuff, like Fiber Spider. I don't watch him that much because it's either, listening to him read or watching a tutorial, and I don't do the tutorials. But my friend has made some gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous shawls and ponchos and stuff that are his designs. And I'm like, yeah, I need to go and watch his tutorials. With that, I think she just messaged me and I need to go. And I will see you guys later. Remember, you matter. Don't let anybody tell you different. And you're gorgeous. You're beautiful. And I love every last one of you. And I will see you soon. Later.